All right, we're gonna quickly go through the Blackguard build, and hopefully it gives you guys an idea how to play this class. In terms of stats, we're gonna put everything into Dex, and then everything else, whatever's remaining, into Con. Depending on what your vessel is. My vessel, my cap is 238, so I'll put everything into Dex, and then whatever's left over, concentration. Talent-wise, it's pretty generic for the Blackguard. I'll put the Crocaine link down below, but it's just I'm gonna go with quick skills that I think are important. We pick up Garrote, which it gives us our deadly poison. It's actually one of the only ways to get our deadly poison off. So picking up Garrote for the deadly poison, and it's an AoE bleed. Does decent amount of damage. You realistically, all your hip spenders, Garrote, as well as Daggerstorm, we're just going to be constantly spamming. We're not really going to worry about 5 stacks or anything like that. Just spam it when it's up. The other big skill is Shiv. This is a really, really good skill because it refreshes your exposed status, or what you put on recon, and it gives you an instant poison and deadly poison refreshes, as well as 1 extra poison depending on which branch you go, either a slowing poison or a black mantle poison. And you'll see what this is going to combo really, really well with. So essentially with Shiv, you're going to get 3 poison refreshes. From here, we pick up Blink Step. Blink Step gives you your instant poison. I don't use this as an instant poison applicator. I use Blink Step as a gap closer, because if somebody kind of kites you and you're not on top of them, you're gonna be in for trouble, right? So I personally use this as a gap closer, and really depending on the class, I'll feel for the flow. If I think this class doesn't have a lot of kiting ability, like somebody like a Templar, then I'll use it as an instant poison applicator. If not, an overwhelming majority of the time, I'm just going to use it as a gap closer. From here, we're going to pick up Disengage. Disengage, a lot of people use as a disengage. I think that's a wrong thing to do. Disengage is actually a really good gap closer as well. All you have to do is, I'm going to quickly do it right now. Let's go here. You're going to leap back, turn around, and then leap. And then look at how much distance we can cover, especially if I can do a double leap. So again, this one is use it as a gap closer rather than a kind of keeping it in your back pocket as a distance maker. You can pick up Blur, which gives you combat speed movement increase, damage modifier, which is in this game, I don't know why it's called a personal damage modifier. What it is it is a damage reduction. So it gives you a 30% damage reduction for 10 seconds. And with our class upgrade that we pick, we actually get a CC immunity as well. From here, we're just going to pick up Down the Tree. We're going to pick up Yaga's Gift. This is what I was talking about. It gives you 250 health every time a poison buff is reapplied or applied. And with Shiv, you're essentially guaranteed to get 3 poison buffs. So what that's going to do is you're going to get around 1,000 health every second here. It's a great skill. Definitely pick it up. So down in the Blackguard tree, as I was talking about enhancements, you get Blur, which is a CC immunity, Garrote is an AoE, and Backstab does a barrier. The Backstab barrier is pretty much the same as a Daggerstorm barrier. It applies a 856 barrier. So Daggerstorm and Garrote, these are kind of our big pip spenders. We want to keep these barriers up as much as we can. We do not pick up Resourceful Tactics for 2 reasons. 1, the Blink Step lifesteal, it's too little, 5%, it doesn't really matter too much. And then the recon from the melee tree is kind of useless because Shiv already refreshes recon, so it's kind of like, why bother? And in order to really pick this up, you would have to give up Disengage, and I think Disengage is a little bit of a better skill than Resourceful Tactics. From here, we go down to the Plague tree, because Plague is pretty much like the domain to be in if you're a Blackguard, because you're going to pick up Poison Sapper, which has one of the useless skills in the game, Spirit Dart. Absolutely useless, but we pick it up for Poison Paradise. That lifesteal is huge, especially because we get our barriers. And then from there, Deadly Infector, and what that gives us access to is, if I can click on it, it gives us access to Envenom. And what Envenom does is, here, I'll just use it real quick. It gives us access to all our poisons. I think it's a little bit bugged because it doesn't pick up our deadly poison from Garrote, but it's going to essentially refresh all our poisons. And because of Yaga's Gift, we're going to get a healing from that. And you want to use this, in my opinion, when you drop below 85% of the health. A lot of people use it immediately off the in the front of the fight, I don't think that's useful because, you know, obviously it does instant poison, but I like to use it at 85% to ensure that I'm constantly at 100% of the health as much as possible. From here, our miners, the big bread and butter cookie cutter one is sturdy. It reduces damage taken by 15% when your health is about 85%. And this is why I talked about Deadly Infector, because essentially you're going to be staying at 85% of the health or higher a lot of the time. And even if you do drop, just pop Deadly Infector and you'll be back up. And because of your shields, this 85% is very, very, very achievable. Next one is going to be a little bit of a hot take. I know if you follow Zybax one, he advocates for Barb Stake. I really think Barb Stake is a huge mistake, and I'm going to put two clips up to show you why. So here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I think where Barb Stake kind of falls apart. So here I'm ganking again. As a ganker, you're probably going to be fighting people that have more to lose than you do. So they're more than likely going to run away from you, and especially if they're a good PvPer that can see that, oh, Barb Stake is out, they're gonna avoid it. So here's the fight. Obviously it's going way in my favor, and right about here I lay down my Barb Stake. There comes the Barb Stake. Look at what this guy does. He rolls out. He's not trying to run away because he pulls me back. So he uses his chain. He realizes I laid down Barb Stake. He dodges out of it. Then he's going to immediately pull me in for the fight, to continue the fight. And this is pretty much what's going to happen if you're fighting any good PvPer, and really anybody that knows Barb Stake. They're just going to walk away from it, and essentially it's a 45-second cooldown here. You can see it's on a cooldown, 41 seconds. I think the total is 45. And realistically, like, that's just a waste of a skill, right? I may have gotten maybe 2 ticks of damage, right? So other than that, like, that's completely useless to me. So here's a perfect example of the uselessness of Barb Stake from Zybax's own video. So I do want to say, you know, I think Zybax is a good Blackguard. He's definitely, if not one of the best. But he is absolutely wrong about Barb Stake. So here we go. He attacks. He opens up. He gets his hit off, 669, followed by a 330 on his follow-up. And then he put down his Barb Stake right now. And this guy took no damage. So let me see if I can just zoom it back here. Here's the opening, backstab. He's going to hit him in Sap Strike with a 331. He's now pressed Barb Stake. So this 331's from Sap Strike. This guy took no damage from Barb Stake. He immediately dodge rolls out, and you traded a 45-second skill for literally no utility at all. And this is what I mean. When you're ganking somebody and you're a ganker, people are going to run away from you. They're not going to try and stay in your fight. And it's like that Barb Stake did nothing of value in this fight. So instead of Barb Stake, I really advocate for Careless Whisper as kind of like the other bread and butter skill, largely because it gives you a crit, and that means all your attacks are going to crit, including diffusion. You're going to get a crit percent increase and crit damage increase from Deadly Careless Whisper, as well as your base stat. You see that attack power plus 25, or is it? There we go. Attack power plus 25. At legendary, it's attack power plus 50. I think that's a lot more useful than Barb Stake, which is like range increase, I think. So again, yeah. So 2 things: Barb Stake, not useful. Highly recommend Careless Whisper. So that pretty much wraps up our build. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, and see you next time. Peace.